far as Western Europe went, there was only the Catholic Church.
Jeff Meadows is a social studies teacher at Woodlawn High School in Birmingham. He says overcrowded classrooms are not uncommon at the school, but he and the rest of the staff do whatever they have to do to fit everyone in.
We'll grab chairs from other rooms. We'll get desks. We'll give up our desk. I don't think I've had a desk in years that I sit at. We'll bring in everything we can. Usually we'll line up around the room. We'll put chairs around and maybe a table or two to come in, and then we'll float them. When the next teacher needs it, we'll grab our desks and we'll drag them to their room, and then we'll continue to float it out.
But although these teachers have found ways to physically accommodate their students, they say overcrowding really limits their one-on-one interaction with them.
Right now, I may only get to conference with them maybe twice every semester or every 9 weeks, and that's not nearly as much feedback as they need. They need it every week. Every week they need to know, where they are.
When it is overcrowded, you don't get a chance to focus on the individual need of the student. And when that individual need is not there, that student is lost, and you won't have a chance to focus on what his need is to help him to learn better.
And making sure all students' needs are met is why Representative Coleman is sponsoring House Bill 208. It would mandate for the first time the number of students allowed in a classroom. As a teacher herself, she knows firsthand how beneficial smaller class sizes can be.
I have the opportunity as a teacher on a collegiate level to pay more attention to my students, to be able to deal with specific questions and problems that they may have. So when you think about small children, who come into school at a different learning curve with different abilities, the smaller that classroom size is for them, the more opportunity they have with their teacher to have that specialized instruction so they can get that foundation and be able to be successfully educationally throughout their education career.
Under this bill, beginning with the 2017 to 2018 school year, classroom sizes would be limited to 15 students per teacher in kindergarten through 3rd grade, 22 students per teacher for grades 4 through 8, and 25 students per teacher for grades 9 through 12. These limits would be applied incrementally, with the first stage going into effect during the 2013 to 2014 fiscal year. Teachers here at Woodlawn are all very supportive of this bill, and they all say the same thing. This would benefit both students and teachers.
If I had a cap size for students, then that would help me to focus on individual needs all the time. And for me, it would make me to give some diversifying in some different types of lessons for students that I might not be able to do if I had a large number of students. And I am a science teacher, so it would allow me to be a little bit more flexible in my labs.
But teachers do have some concerns with this bill. They wonder how it will be funded, especially at a time when the Education Trust Fund is already cash-strapped.
I would say that funding is always a concern, and I'd be curious to see how they're going to procure the funds for this. Because in a time we're talking about budget cuts, again, at the end of the day, smaller classroom sizes equals more teachers, and more teachers equals more cost.
Representative Coleman acknowledges this concern.
This year, our education budget did grow larger than we thought. But really, the way to solve, I believe, our education problems in the state of Alabama is to close that loophole that allows corporations in the state of Alabama not to pay taxes. So we can get that money where it's supposed to be, and that's helping shore up the education budget for the state of Alabama.
She says the bill hasn't received too much opposition at this point, but the biggest challenge in getting it passed will be working with legislators to find ways to finance it. The bill is still pending action in the House Ways and Means Education Committee. For the Southern Education Desk, I'm Erica Lembo.